I'm quite torn with this scenario. You could say I'm in the middle of a road. Enough banter aside, we're doing this 2TC scenario today, which is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete a game of chimps using just 2 towers with the Master Bomber and the Special Poperations. Yes, Marines count as the Special Poperations part of the tower. They are not their own towers. So in any 2TC scenario, your first tower and your second tower, most of the time, unless it's something like a mortar or a helicopter, you need it in a position where you need to be able to cover as many avenues of the track as possible. Like, it may look cool up on this watchtower here, but it only covers the early mid to mid portion of the track, whereas this, early, mid, late. It covers all, or nearly all accesses of the track minus this part over here. Now the build order to this particular run is going to be very important. I know it's going to sound stupid, but we cannot buy Sticky Bomb before we get Special Poperations. Otherwise, good luck with round 61, let's just say that. There's so many regrow balloons on that round, and you're able to, unable to push them all back, contain them all before they just grow out of control when it comes to their population issues. So I've done a similar run which I've put on the index on Candy Falls, and I have come to the conclusion that you can have exactly the amount of money needed, or not exactly, but close enough to the amount of money that you need in order to get Special Poperations on round 61 exactly. Now, the reason why we have quad darts rather than faster darts and faster firings, which actually benefits the Marines, is because we've got to be able to get to that point in the first place. So this could sound rather daft, but when we get support Chinook, this is going to be our Moab Popper for the early game. Oh gosh, middle path Heli as the Moab Popper, Michigan Marines down, yeah. Not too sure about that one, but that is going to be the case. Also, we can't get the Heli yet because we need lead popping potential with Flash Bomb. Sometimes we can just put you on strong so that it makes some of the targets at the very back weaker if they are the strongest balloon on the screen. It just means it takes some more time to be able to travel over here, and sometimes it can make the difference between a victorious round or a defeated round. No need to worry about camo balloons. Ninjas can see them and pop them by default. In certain runs like Archmage and Special Poperations, you really are booking to get Special Poperations for round 59 because of the fact that you need something for camo leads. This can't pop leads initially because there's nothing lead related on this path, or until you get Razor Rotors on this path or Merp Shove on this path, which can actually deal with lead balloons, but we can't. So, or camo leads with your other tower can pop leads but can't pop camo. But with Wizard, it's like it's either or with the Archmage until you get Archmage yourself. Right, bigger jets, IFR. We're going to get quad darts first, and Pursuit, you can get it if you want to or not, but just stick with quad darts. It's kind of like with the Spear for Forests, where you just need to stick with 150, and it's exactly the same thing. With one thing that Special Operations and Spirit for Forest have in common is that when it comes to their build, a 2TC scenario, it can sometimes be 150 or 052 with the Special Operations, or it can just have exactly the same necessary build as the Spirit of the Forest. Right, we now got downdraft. Sometimes this can be a hindrance towards us because we don't exactly want to have a whole bunch of regrow balloons continuously being chucked at the very back of a map where they barely receive any damage. But then again, that's why you just move it out of the way so it stops chucking them back. Now with this run, when we get through the mid game, so when we get to round 61, we buy Special Operations. That's nearly the entire run sorted, with like round 95, round 98 being other rounds which could stop us, but other than that, not really much. Like round 59 is a big round to get past because you have to get through those regrow ceramics. And another thing of note is the camo lead balloons can block shurikens and darts from the helicopter from being able to attack or chug back the ceramics. I think the blowback type, if you can call it a damage type, is the same as its dart. So it's a sharp damage type, so it can blow back anything as long as it's not a lead balloon or a frozen balloon. Right, let's get support Chinook now, and we will see about the demise of these balloons, and hopefully we can actually get through this scenario. Also, when you get support Chinook nowadays, it increases each dart's damage from 1 to 2, which is really nice. What's really cool about this scenario is that we've got two different forms of balloon speed alterations. We've got the stun from the Ninja, and we have the blowback from the Heli, which means we shouldn't have too much trouble when it comes to containing these balloons, unless of course there's a huge amount of them on a round. Okay, we've got regrows on this round to contest with. But the Ninja balloon is very nearby, so we're not going to have any issues with it. Okay, as I said, the Heli is going to be our main Moab popper for this early stage of the game. But once we get Sticky Bomb and Master Bomb, obviously that can contribute as well. But the Flash Bomb here is mainly at the moment for just utility and also lead damage. Two more Moab class balloons. Now, if you can get your Heli to be at an angle where it targets multiple Moabs at the same time by angling the Heli itself so its darts traverse through not just the Moab in which you are aiming at the moment, but also later on along the projectile's pathway, it goes towards another Moab. That can be very good for your chances here. Here we go once again, and if we aim it correctly, yes, we can at times hit multiple Moabs at the same time, which is really good. And this is a scenario where I would prefer the Moabs to be more grouped together rather than spaced out, just simply because, well, we have less microing needed with this Heli. Okay, you're coming towards the end of a track. That's not particularly good. Chuck you more to the beginning. Okay, this could actually give us some troubles on this round because there's just a whole bunch of ceramics on this round, especially when you pop these Moabs. Because if we are sharing these piers with these fellow balloons, then what's going to end up happening is that we're not damaging the Moab, but we're just damaging the ceramics and all that. But that is not too difficult, to say the least. I love the fact that we've got a moderate amount of blowback piers, to be honest, which is really good. No way you're getting through, or at least not too many of them getting through my defenses. We barely damaged this Moab, but not to worry. Yeah, thank you, Ninja Monkey for being able to pop that one red that I was about to exit. Keep them contained, keep them contained. 56 is no problem. Again, we won't be able to afford special Poperations if we get Sticky Bomb right about now. Okay, so these are some grouped up Moabs, which is really good. And the second one goes down just like that. Keep chucking them back. The more we can chuck them back into the Ninja's range, the less we have to worry about these. But obviously we do need to worry about these at a certain point, just because what you see going on is that there are lots of balloons on the screen here, but round 59 is going to be the big round which will decide the success of our run, to be honest. Here we go, 57, done and dusted, 58. This could also be quite a hectic round, to be honest, because we've got quite a few Moabs that spawn this round. Okay, chuck those back, reset our positioning, ensure that we can hit this Moab, and if you can, ensure that the darts can also damage that Moab back there. That's a lot of talking. I know some of it can be nonsensical, but just trust me on this one. We've got this in the bag, okay? We've got this. Oh gosh, you're making it quite far, aren't you? These Moabs could be a detriment to our success here. We need to really... Oh, no. That's actually our first loss. Okay, I'm quite impressed. I may need to let some of these go, actually, so that I can focus on the Moab damage. But at some point, we do need to focus back on these smaller Moabs at the front of the track here. Put you back on first. Still not looking that good, because we ended up damaging the balloons rather than the Moab, which we really need to damage as soon as possible. Oh, gosh, not looking good. If we could damage this backmost Moab as well, that'd be pretty good with all this, but nah, we need to damage these. Okay, this lot here, I need to damage them, chuck them back, enough, please. Oh, thank goodness you popped that green balloon. And that should be round 58. Don't get blowback out, Pierce, please. Okay, big round here, round 59. Put you on last so that hopefully you can stun all of these lead balloons. It's not always going to happen, but we can get as many of them stunned as possible. Try and ensure that our regrowths here are popped as late as possible. Otherwise, we're going to have ourselves a whole bunch of regrow farms here, which is not part of a core. Oh my god. That. Oh my goodness sakes, my first attempt on round 59. Uncanny Falls, this round gave me so much trouble, but that's it. That is the mid-game sorted. We have ourselves for special Poperations for round 61. We'll be able to do enough damage against this BFB. You know what, just for safekeeping, just to have a little bit more damage by moving our flash bomb over here. And hopefully we'll be able to go through this scenario. If not, we might have to move it back. Oh, yeah, I think we should have to move it back over, to be honest. Or do we have this sorted? Yeah, we've got this sorted. We have this sorted. Marines are mine, and you cannot stop me now. Oh gosh, once you get special operations, it's like the best heli against DDTs, and I'm not lying. Like by default on a 2TC scenario, the middle path heli, once you give the Marines, is the best tier 5 against DDTs. Okay, round 63, we're going to be able to obliterate all of this. Now I really want faster starts and faster firing, but we've just gone out of those. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to make it to this point in the first place, okay? We just needed the extra damage for those Moa class balloons, okay? Okay, now we get Sticky Bomb. Yeah, I don't know why, but I somehow made round 59 so easy on this attempt, even though it's actually a really hard round for this combination. Especially with the fact that your Moab Popper is the support Chinook at the time. Yo, your screenshot looks whacked. How the hell could that tower start in that location? Have you ever looked at my second tower? It is called the Special Poperations, and one of the things you can do, it's move towers around so that it's not a stationary tower. It is a movable tower. You know what? At some point, I will move the soon-to-be Master Bomber up here just because it'll look cool up there. Hope you all having a lovely weekend or weekday or morning or afternoon or evening or night or whatever time of the day it is, whatever part of the world that you are in. Hope you are having a lovely day where you are right now. And let me know what other 2TC combinations you'd like to see me do in the future. So just make sure that you look up on my channel first to see if a combination which you want me to do has already been done, or suggest to me a more difficult map for it to be done on. Like, if it could possibly be done on a more difficult map like Polyphemus rather than, let's say, middle of the road, then I may consider that. But my thought process might be in middle of the road if I find that combination too difficult for that particular map. I was just able to do Spirit of Voice and Mad on that map because the Mad's price has been nerfed so that it's more expensive, so getting both tier 5 towers is actually just about doable for round 89. You may look at this combination, you think at the early stages of the game there's a really big lack of Moab damage and also just ceramic clear up and being able to deal with everything, because on its own the Ninja is not that great when it comes to containing the balloons and holding them in place. Unless, of course, you get the distraction cross-pathing, but then you're sacrificing attack speed and Shuriken Pierce. But for what we need it for this run, it's done its job very well. And soon, it's going to be more than just a explosive thrower. It's going to be a global range explosive thrower. We just got to be mindful of these buildings, though, because they can obscure the visibility of the Master Bomber, but we need it down here so that it has initial access to DDTs because of how the Master Bomber's sticky bomb mechanics work is that it's thrown in a straight line, and if a target is too fast it can just simply miss the target that it's intending to stick the sticky bomb on and then explode. It just goes off screen if that's the case, which is not good. Oh my god, 3 away from the Master Bomber. We should have regrow farmed. We should have regrow farmed so we had it exactly for round 82, but Nah. People tend to forget where within a CHIMPS run, you can't just rely on pure power to get through a run. At some point, you're going to realize that you need that wonderful slowdown, or that stun, or that knockback, or buffing your towers, or anything like that. You need a combination of power and support to get through a CHIMPS run. But then there's also the placement of your towers as well, which is really important. Although that rule is kind of broken in a 2-tower CHIMPS scenario, since both of your towers need to be powerful enough to get through round 6 to 100 on its own. But I think the only exception I can find where a tower does not necessarily need to do damage is when you have one of the towers has to be ultra boost, because it can provide your already powerful other tower with even more attack speed, which is really cool. But then again, you could also say that one of your towers needs to be just strong enough so that you can afford a Spectre for around 49 or something, and then go into Flying Fortress after that. Yeah, your first tower then is just the staging ground in order to get to the true beast of the run, being the flying behemoth in the sky that is called This Is the Big Plane. I really love it when Ninja Kiri gives non-descriptive information about a tower's performance within a tower's description, like the big one. Sorry, this is the big plane, or this is a big plane. It's like, it keeps it a mystery to the player as to what that tower can do unless you actually unleash it. I think it's one of the rewards actually for putting down the tier 5 for the first time, you know. Just seeing a goofy little description like that, which is really cool. And we defend around 92. I did put you on strong so that it downsizes some of these Moabs first before trying to hit the ceramics, but I think we're in the stage of the game now where we always have to have this thing on first. Hopefully. Although on round 95 I will definitely keep you at strong. I need to whittle down those DDTs as much as I can. Okay, that's looking a little bit sketch, but that's absolutely fine. Still got some camo regrowth ceramics, which is not good. Always have a marine down for the round. Right, let's weaken some of these ZMGs first, so that we get some of the ZMGs down to BFBs and Moabs, and then just clear the rest. Okay, put a marine over there just for a little bit of clear up. Just hopefully that they don't get to the other side of the track here. But that should be good. That is very good. Have a marine there ready for round 95. Or should I do some manipulation, or just hold it off as we are here? I think we'll just hold off as we are here. And that... Okay, put you on strong and put you on first, so that you're always targeting DDTs. But at some points we may not be able to target a DDT because of where it is on the track. This is looking a bit precarious here, but we're fine with this. We're absolutely fine with this. We're doing enough damage here. We're absolutely fine with this. Okay, you need to do a little bit of damage here, Marines, against these DDTs, because the Master Bomber's not going to be able to do it all on its own. Ooh, looking a bit perilous here. Very, very, very concerning. Oh, this is looking good. This is looking really good. A mixture of last and strong for the Master Bomber, I think, has done... Yes, all the DTs have been cleared. Now to just clear the rest of this round. And yeah, round 95 was pretty tricky to fathom out. But since we're very close to the Moabs anyways when they spawn out, just have this thing have it on camo and then... last rather than camo strong, because it always target the first DDT anyway. So camo last, so it always targets the last most DDT on the track at that given point in time, and then just reset it back to strong with your marine deployed first down to counter the DDTs being on strong at all times, so that you do that bit of damage, which is really good. Okay. Round 96. There's these fortified Moabs here, which is giving us a little bit of trouble here. Oh, thank goodness. The the blowback pierce on the special poperations is really good, but obviously we just didn't pop them in time. Although having the Master Bomber on first would have been a good shout out So you can have some of these slower things not being anywhere near as fast as being popped when it comes to their speed. Because obviously if they get faster, the smaller the Moab is, really, if that makes any sense. Okay, that's round 96 covered. Come on now, have the special Poperations heli at the back of the track to provide blowback. This is a great utility to have. The blowback on the heli. It's now the thing that doesn't do the damage but does utility out of it and the Marines. Okay, round 97 cleared. They didn't even make a quarter of a way through the track. That is excellent. But this is the big round. Round 98. We need to deal with so many fortified balloons and then all of these ZMGs as well. Huge numbers along with everything else that is going to stop us in our tracks here. Quite literally. Okay, I'm going to move the Marine over here now. Covers the back of the track. Oh, this is looking really tight here. Really tight. About as tight as it can get because the Special Poperations heli is soon going to run out of blowback pierce. And then the ceramics will just fly through. Oh, this is looking very bad here. Very bad. No. Okay. Perhaps when you're set to say that we try and pop the fortified balloons first so that they're down and out of account as quickly as possible. Because they're giving us the most amount of trouble at the moment here. Luckily, we don't get any cash and chimps through the supply drops ability, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Put you back on first now that some of the fortified targets have been downscaled to Moabs. Don't really want to target the ZMGs. I thought it was a blue balloon that escaped there, really. Okay, this is looking really good so far. We've got the majority of the fortified balloons squashed out of existence. We just need to clear up the remainder of these, and then the ZMGs are our next target. Please pop the rest here. Pop the rest here, please. We can do that. Let's just focus a little bit more on the ZMGs here. Get them whittled down a little bit so that we have both BFBs and ZMGs sort of on the track here. Oh, these buildings are a little bit precarious for our endeavors here. Okay, put down another Marine. Need to be able to do this. These buildings are blocking our line of sight, which is not good. Okay, keep the heli here. Keep the heli here. We can do this. We can do this. Round 98 is done and dusted. Okay, let's move you up here because this is a stupid spot for it, but I don't care. Let us ensure that we can get these fortified DETs squashed out of existence. This is going to be good. This is good. We can do this. We can stick to all of these fortified DETs and they will not be a problem. Come on. Come on, pop. There we go. We've done just enough damage with the Master Bomber to be able to take out those fortified DETs. And we have the run going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put the Marine over here so that it can start dealing damage on round 100. And that is the run, everybody. The DETs will be dealt with very quickly soon after the bad is popped. We'll keep the Marine over here, actually, so it helps with the DET popping. Yeah, that's good. How does the ninja start up here? Well, as I said earlier, you can move it about. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the run. If only if I had 2 Marines down there, that would have been very good. But nonetheless, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. If that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that would have been aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, both towers in their own rights are very powerful, but you need to get special Poperations before you even get tier 4 of the bottom path Ninja Monkey. Otherwise, this would be impossible to do if you get sticky bombs first, even though it makes those Momo class balloons much easier in the 50s and also the BFB. You just can't get through round 61. That is the big round in which you're not going to really be able to do a lot. And even if you get through round 61, round 63 is probably going to be the final nail in the coffin there for these two towers. But get yourself special Poperations. Ninja Kiwi, for goodness sakes, please do not nerf the price of special Poperations. The path to get to it is really rewarding once you get to it. Like when I started this channel, I used to really hate this tower because I thought, well, trying to get to the point where you can actually afford special Poperations is like, who the hell would think that this would be a good idea? But now I see the light. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. And let me know what other kind of videos you'd like to see me do in the future. If you're ever buying anything in the store, then please use my creator support code Flare Balloons. It is spelled just like that. As you can tell by the channel name, it is exactly the same number of characters and letters used in the same order, etc. Go buy yourself one or two things, but use my creator support code, or alternatively use someone else's creator support code. The most important thing to do is to use a creator's creator support code. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, and take care of yourselves. And there's no Geraldos here. I mean, no Desperados here. They rhyme though.